Hello, my starseed loved ones. Welcome back to the Soulmate Journey Empath. This is the reading that, hands down, since I've started doing readings, I am the most excited about delivering to you. And if you have been following me for a while, you may have noticed that the way that I have traditionally handled starseed readings is I've been called to use specific decks. I've pre-shuffled, laid those cards out, and had to pick a card pile. This reading is going to be different because this reading, I'm going to pull oracle messages for different starseed groups. But most of what I have picked up for this reading is through access to the Akashic Records. And as many of you know, Ascension is nigh. A lot of you have been working individually on your soul journey, working through karmic cycles, getting into alignment and soul consciousness. And for many of you, this has involved a significant commitment to your spiritual body and to getting in touch with your soul groups, and really coming into a sense of mission of what role do I individually have to play as a starseed, as a soul incarnated as part of the collective on planet Earth. And right now is a very, very crucial juncture in the ascension process for the collective. We effectively have started a split to a 5D timeline. The 3D timeline, 4D timeline is continuing, but the 5D has come in. And with us having the assistive energy of the portal, this reading is being recorded on the winter solstice in the Northern Hemisphere here in the United States. And it's the shortest day of the year. It's the end of the influx of portal energy between 12/12 and 12/21. Now, portals can be considered as assistive energy for things that are already in alignment, okay? And that's the perspective that I am coming from when I'm discussing portal energies. What happens when we have a portal is if we are engaged in our soul growth, we are engaged in conscious of karmic patterns, karmic lessons, past life karma, soul group karma. We're each walking our individual path while we're contributing to collective energies. And what these portals do is offer an opportunity for, if you're in alignment, for this assistive energy to kind of level you up and support decisions that are in alignment with your purpose, with your path, with your mission. And this has been an incredibly transformative portal in terms of soul consciousness for the collective, but more specifically for starseeds. And I have been in and out of the records a few times. I have been pointed in specific directions to prepare this reading for you today. And so you may notice that there are some soul groups that I am not giving any transmissions for in this reading, and some that I have not previously, but I'm giving transmissions for today. So I am really, really excited about all of this material that I do have to share with you, that is channeled from the Akashic Records from each of these individual soul groups. And one of the things that you may notice is I'm going to split these soul groups into 7 transmissions rather than 8. And that is because Vega starseeds and Syrian starseeds missions are very much in alignment right now. So if you came across this reading, chances are there is something that you can gain from it. Another note that I'd like to make is that many soul groups, when we begin ascension, are willing to connect with us, are willing to channel through us. through our mediumship abilities, and they provide healing, guidance, all kinds of intuitive messages. And so one of the things that I wanted to just go ahead and throw out there is there are millions of folks that are connecting with Arcturian energy, and they do not happen to be members of the Arcturian soul group. That's okay, because Arcturians have developed these amazing modalities for healing that are blueprints for healing that have been shared throughout the universe. If we talk about these other soul groups, they have had contact with Arcturians and been guided by Arcturians. And so a lot of people may resonate with messages with the Arcturians, as an example, from soul groups that you may not have had incarnations with. But as you ascend, you are going to be on a more open channel and pick up on these energies, pick up on these messages, and be able to align yourself with the assistance of these different soul groups. So the soul groups that I will be discussing in this reading are Hadar starseeds, Pleiadian starseeds, Arcturian starseeds, Vegan/Syrian starseeds, Mintakan starseeds, Nihal starseeds, and Alpha Centaurians. So if you resonate with those soul groups, you know you're a member of that soul group, or those starseed traits resonate with you, check out the reading. Even if you have been identified as being a member of a different soul group, it's not to say that these energies are not working with you, through you, and that you don't have some type of agency in this mission for ascension of the collective, where coming into contact with people from that specific soul group are going to be beneficial for you and impart wisdom, knowledge, and perhaps even healing modalities. So I hope that you are as excited as I am. And for this next part of the reading, I will be getting into the messages channeled from the Akashic Records for the soul groups that I mentioned, as well as I was guided to pick specific oracle decks to deliver oracle messages for these soul groups. So I thank you so very much for all of your support. I am sending you so much strength, healing, love, and light. And I hope that you are really feeling the soul pull, really feeling the call to step into your divinity, because the time is now. Hello, my Mintakan loved ones. I hope you are all doing well. These messages are for the Mintakan soul group. I would extend that to some Pleiadians may be interested in these messages too. Some of them are more related to the karma of the specific Mintakan soul group. However, there is a shared light work mission between the Pleiadians and the Mintakan. So messages you may also want to check out as a Mintakan are Pleiadians. I say that because I am a member of the Mintakan soul group, but I have a Pleiadian underlay. It is my primary soul group, but very few incarnations there, and a full incarnation cycle associated with Mintaka. So a lot of the starseed mission, a lot of the modalities may intersect with Pleiadian and Mintakan energies, because they are light working energies. Okay. So I was into the records. I was specifically instructed to use the Work Your Light Oracle and the Moonology Oracle deck for the Mintakan soul group. So the two chakras that I am getting a lot of hits on for the Mintakans are the crown chakra and the heart chakra. I was given two key words by my guides when I was connecting with our soul group, and those were remembrance and downloads. So there is a lot of downloading that is happening, a lot of information that is coming into you. And what's really interesting about this information is some of it is past life memory recall. And so there are a significant amount of Mintakans that are actively participating in the Ascension process and identifying that they are part of the Mintakan soul group. This is really, really big because you probably already know, if you are part of the Mintakan soul group or identify with these Mintakan messages, that there is something about you that feels like you just haven't found your home yet. You're not sure where that is. You're trying to create it. And so what's really, really interesting is that while there are a lot of Mintakan souls incarnated right now on planet Earth, each Mintakan is very unique. The presentation of the person, their idiosyncrasies, very, very unique. And because there is this uniqueness that is very characteristic of the Mintakan soul group, there's often a feeling of not belonging. Also, Artuvia, the planet that most of us lived on during our incarnation cycles around Mintaka, is no longer inhabitable. There's no home for us to go back to. This is our new home. And we have this drive to recreate this home that we live in now in the image of Artuvia. And there is a lot of pushback that members of the Mintakan soul group get because of this unique perspective. A lot of people call us naive, ignorant, like there is something wrong with the fact that we tend to focus on the positives that we see in a situation. And for this specific reason, Mintakans make amazing therapists, life coaches, teachers, writers. This inspiration that you have that has been forged in uniqueness, forged in adversity, but it's still light. It still comes from a connection with your God spark, with the divine. That hasn't been affected, even though there may have been a lot of very difficult karmic lessons that you have engaged in to level you up quickly. And so what I'm getting about this unique quality that Mintakans have is at this point in time, we are embracing a sense of self-love, of self-acceptance, of owning those very unique things about ourselves. And this period of self-determination that many Mintakans are coming into, where they are sharing their authentic selves with the world, is intrinsically going to pull in more Mintakans. You, like, my Mintakan awakening has just been the most synchronistic experience I can possibly think of. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I was channeling Starseed messages. And when I began channeling Mintakan messages, a Mintakan had reached out to me, a lovely, lovely light worker, a great coach and teacher. They also get personal readings, Ascension Astrology on Instagram. She's just amazing, a beautiful Mintakan soul. And we connected through both running a spiritually based business. And she inquired, like, have you channeled Mintakan messages before? Because I'm Mintakan, and I just think it would be great, to get some of those messages coming in. So I sought permission to connect with the Mintakan soul group. And I got so much presented to me at once that it was like, oh, well, here's pretty much everything. And it was just this information dump. And it took me a while emotionally to process a lot of this information. And I began channeling Mintakan energies only to discover through like this dual method. Ascension astrology's mother is the Enlightened Mermaid on Instagram. You may know her from her Facebook group, I Think I'm a Mermaid. And she is a Mintakan Akashic librarian. I had started working with the records, connected with these two beautiful Mintakan souls. And I start getting signs. Hey, go ahead and check your starseed astrology again. Now that new things are being presented to you, and see what's a little bit different. And lo and behold, from both a soul realignment reading that was amazing, on point, that the Enlightened Mermaid / I Think I'm a Mermaid performed for me, and like starseed astrological stuff that I talked about with her daughter, Ascension astrology, I find out my Neptune is directly opposite Mintaka. And what I look at with starseed astrology are conjunctions and oppositions. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And the degrees were like less than 1 degree orb if you're into astrology. So I contacted my friend Jenna, Ascension Astrology, and was like, oh my gosh. So I was guided. I took a look. Then I get the soul realignment reading from Jill, and lo and behold, I do have a Pleiad and underlay, but Mintakan is my second soul group, and it's not an underlay. It's a very strong affinity. So, I mean, it was amazing within maybe a couple months of having this put on my radar on my personal ascension path. Am I now in complete awakening and understanding of my Mintakan soul group and my mission as a Mintakan? So you are probably having these serendipitous synchronicities happening where, as you are awakening to this, you are pulling in more members of your tribe, of your soul group. It has definitely been happening for me. And in conversing with other Mintakans, this is happening for them too. So when I went into the records, I just kind of asked, like, is this happening across the board? Or is this, like a localized ripple? And I got that this is happening across the board. This is part of a mass Mintakan awakening. And so this is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful energy. And as unique as you are, you're going to meet other people that are unique in their own way. But some of the things that make you unique, you're going to have in common with these people. You may all be life coaches. You may all be therapists, fall under that blanket of teacher. And right, like almost, I mean, to be honest, of the Mintakans, if I added empath to the list of coach, therapist, teacher, writer, there you basically have the Mintakan soul group. So a lot of great gifts to bear. And these are going to become amplified as you're coming into clearer soul consciousness, self-love, embracing this uniqueness that defines you. And the other thing that I'm getting that is absolutely a big hit is that now that you have come to this level of spiritual awakening, of spiritual understanding, of soul consciousness, now you're looking at your physical body and saying, wow, I sure wish it was, as healthy as my spiritual body is, as my emotional body is. And so physical health is going to be a very big focus as we shift energies into 2020 for the Mintakan soul group. And this is because you as an instrument, you as a light worker, have to care for the vessel that bears this light. And you have gotten so excited, so aware of your calling to bear the light, that now you're very sensitive to when your energy is depleted, to changes in your diet, changes in your sleep pattern, changes in exercise, in the macronutrients that you're taking into your body. And you may be someone who has never been sensitive to caffeine, and all of a sudden you're sensitive to caffeine. You may use CBD or THC products, maybe have used them as a medicine for quite some time. And you're suddenly going to find that where you're at with your frequency, it affects you differently. If you have a prescription medication regimen, you may find that you're feeling side effects that you haven't felt before. And all of this is because we do have that DNA level activation going on as part of the Starseed awakening. And when you get to that certain place with your spiritual body, then your physical body needs maintenance, needs energy, needs work so that it can sustain you through the rest of this. Also, a big thing is that I'm seeing a lot of Mintakans going vegan or vegetarian or even pescatarian. And this is really, really funny because it is an affinity with your past life incarnations on Artuvia. And the reason why is because when you were incarnated on Artuvia, Mintakans did not eat living things like animals. And so this vegetarian or vegan perspective, part of it comes from interaction with other soul groups that predominantly have what I would consider a large portion of negative souls. And those negative souls are disconnected from the divine, and they're not getting nourishment. They're not getting that energy, those light codes from the divine to sustain their soul. And so they exploit and feed off of that life force, that divine energy of other creatures. And Mintakans have had run-ins with that type of soul group in the past. And Mintakans are beyond that. Energetically, Mintakans can see that you can sustain yourself and nourish your body and have just what you need without having to take the life of another sentient being to live off of its energy. But conversely, and there's my puppies just going crazy. All right. Puppies have calmed down. Yeah, puppies didn't like us talking about eating animals. And I'm not exempt from this, okay? I have actually recently re-embraced a vegetarian lifestyle. It's something that I practiced for many, many years and kind of gave up on for a while. And so, and I did get some very specific messages. Well, it's natural for you to not want to eat animals because you didn't before. You didn't have to, and you still felt good. Your energy still felt good. And what was really interesting is I have been back to a vegetarian diet for a little while now, and it is amazing how this has caused significant shifts in my digestive health, as well as in my skin, in how my skin feels, and the clarity of my skin tone. So I'm getting that there's this push to take care of the physical body, and this is primarily through what I'm seeing as dietary changes for a lot of people. And so I had kind of asked when I was in the records, like, if this is happening again across the board, and it is. It's a shared part of your Mintakan awakening. And this is our soul group's energy. And all of this is coming with this reinvigorated sense of purpose, which is directly related to embracing your self-love, embracing the uniqueness that defines you, And through self-determination, attracting in other members of our soul group. And so you're getting that boost from interacting with other Mintakans that is helping you to stay aligned, to stay true to your individual soul purpose. So I did pre-shuffle these cards, and on the bottom of the Work Your Light Oracle, we have Get Grounded, Empaths, Highly Sensitive, Connect with Nature. So this is a huge message. Like I said, on the list, the job descriptions of a Mintakan, a coach, a therapist, a teacher, a writer, an empath, we have very significantly empathic energy, highly intuitive empaths. What do you need to do to help keep that energy on an even keel? We talked about that in terms of physical health and taking care of this physical body, realizing our limitations, being more sensitive to energy inputs and energy outputs, needing to get grounded, needing to connect with nature. And again, for some of you, that is really getting to a plant-based diet or a diet that is void of animal products. It is communing with the earth, as well as taking time to spend time outside and get grounded. And if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I had this joke post about how does a Mintakan spend the solstice, drive to the closest body of water and take a hike. And I am in the Great Plains of Kansas in the United States. And I literally went to the closest body of water and walked along the beach with my dog. And that really recharged me as a Mintakan. It was time in nature to get grounded. So we're going to go ahead and look at the bottom of the Moonology Oracle deck and look at what we have here. Full moon energy, surrender to the divine. So for those of you who haven't completely come into soul consciousness, into your starseed awakening, I'm getting for a lot of you, it is going to complete its manifestation by January 21st, by the full moon cycle in January. So let's go ahead and we'll get 3 messages from each oracle deck. What are messages for the Mintakan soul group, please? Messages for the Mintakan soul group. Oh my gosh. I cannot make this shit up. I just love it. I just love it, love it, love it. So I'll put those 3 out there and I will read them to you in order. Card number 1, Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So I had talked about some people wanting to be pescatarian. Do you notice, look at this mermaid? Yeah, that's a Mintakan. Pretty tail here. Some of you may be to the point where, you know, like eating a plant-based diet is not for you, but you see that eating an ocean-based diet, eating a water-based diet makes you feel healthy and abundant. But again, that longing for home, the belonging, if you are getting in touch with your unique energy, with your unique perspective, you are going to call in more Mintakans. You will find one another and feel strengthened by that which used to make you feel this sense of I don't belong. Beautiful. Next, what had I been talking about? This Mintakan Starseed awakening. We have awakening, energetic updates, a new way of being, integration. So yes, if you are wondering, is this all part of my Starseed awakening? It is. It is. This is your confirmation. But I love it. Energetic upgrades. This is why your spiritual body is so awake. It is time to get your physical body in condition to support it, to be an appropriate vessel for your light. And integration, integrating these different bodies, the mental body, the emotional body, the physical body, the spiritual body. And last but not least, we have yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just follow this energy. You are very soul conscious right now. Follow this energy. See where it takes you. I mean, here I'm just talking about these two great Mintakan girlfriends that I've made, and there happens to be 3 women there. There are also a couple of sons. There were 2 sons that would shine light on Artuvia. So I just think this is beautiful. I really see you calling in your tribe here. Now let's get a Moonology oracle for each of these and see what last messages we have for you. What are messages for the Mintakan soul group? Messages for the Mintakan soul group. Messages for the Mintakan soul group, please. Oh my goodness. So there's 1. Let's get 2 more. Messages for the Mintakan soul group. Oh my goodness. Okay. And now I see why we were definitely supposed to use. You see this total moon pattern right here. So first, we have the balsamic moon, a time for healing. That is coming out next to Mintakan. This is coming into your purpose, to owning your purpose, to feeling comfortable in your skin. And recognizing that you have these unique gifts to bring to the collective for Ascension, that you volunteered for it. And it's a time for healing. And that begins with yourself. We talked about self-love, self-healing, and this reinvigorated sense of purpose. So absolutely beautiful. And I see that happening, you know, through this portal energy into the beginning of January. Under awakening, a new start is coming, new moon. Like, could that really be any more perfect? A new start, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration with awakening. So really, really confirming those messages with that awakening card. Also, this is the new moon. That happens January 6th. This is a great time to release things, to put out intentions for what you want to release or what you want to manifest at the new moon so that it can manifest into this reality in a full moon. So under yes, full moon, surrender to the divine. Yes, just trust that you are in alignment, that you are on the right path. And that as part of this awakening, the divine is working in you and through you, and you are channeling the divine into our reality here with this split timeline. This is happening on an increasing scale for your soul group in particular. And in surrendering to this divine energy and working through your own awakening, your own ascension, you are calling in your tribe so that you can really bring those light working gifts to bear as a coach, as a therapist, a teacher, a writer, and from an empathic place. All right. So I really hope those messages resonated with you, my dears. If they did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can click that little notification bell on the bottom right for updates about the newest content. If you check the description box below, you can also schedule a personalized reading or follow me on Instagram Again, those beautiful Mintakans that I mentioned on Instagram are at Ascension Astrology and at the Enlightened Mermaid. So until next time, my Mintakan loved ones, I am sending you so much love and light. Bye-bye.